Well, Jess, there are some clear breaks in the clouds, and I've got this fantastic telescope next to me, so I'm going to have a little peek through. And I can tell you, I can see the new moon, and I can see Venus too. But I've spoken to space weather forecasters today, and unfortunately there's no significant aurora activity predicted for tonight. The good news is, though, that this year it should be some good viewing conditions. That's because the sun is expected to reach the peak in its solar cycle, which means that aurora displays are more frequent and we can see them more often. Now, the last time it reached its peak was around 11 years ago. But if you're thinking back to then, thinking, hang on, I don't remember there being so many great displays, bear in mind a lot more of us now have smartphones, and you can capture and see the northern lights more easily through a camera because it lets in more light than the naked eye. So that's why so many of you have been seeing the absolutely amazing displays. Greens, reds and pinks. Vibrant splashes of colour dancing across our night sky. Seeing the aurora is a dazzling experience, with last year being particularly spectacular here in the Channel Islands.
And until this year, I'd never ever seen them locally. You know, you've spent your entire life seeing these pictures in textbooks, and you always wonder what it's like by the eye. So yeah, when the first one came, the first big show we had, it just blew my mind. I mean, it literally looks like the photographs. And there were people out the first night where I was just saying they'd been to Iceland, Greenland, and just never ever seen the like. So we were stupidly lucky to get a show that good.
Last year, the frequency and intensity of the lights meant plenty of islanders could capture the phenomenon just on their phones, with May and October bringing some standout displays. And the good news is, it looks like this year will be just as dramatic. But why is it happening, and what creates these stunning scenes? Well, who better to ask than a space weather forecaster?
The sun is active. It's always releasing energy in the forms of solar flares, electromagnetic energy, and coronal mass ejections, which are enormous eruptions of charged plasma. If it's directed towards the Earth, it interacts with the Earth's magnetic field and upper atmosphere, which releases the light that we view as the northern lights. And currently we're at what's expected to be the solar maximum, so we're seeing a lot more sunspots. And that means that we're also seeing an increased frequency in space weather.
That solar maximum is part of an 11-year cycle, and it's peaking now, making sightings for us more likely. That means getting the space weather forecast correct is all the more important. But predicting aurora sightings is complex. We need to know the size of the explosion from the sun, which direction it's pointed in, and whether it's expected to interact with gases in our atmosphere. With fingers crossed, that will all happen at night. Then, of course, we need clear skies for the perfect view. Last year, that all came together multiple times, and it's looking hopeful there are further displays on the way. So keep watching the forecast for those opportunities to witness the awesome aurora in all its glory.
Beautiful rainbow skies there, and some blue skies today, Lily.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had gorgeous sunshine, and so many of you have been out and about exploring and sending in some lovely weather pictures. Fantastic to see the sun out and some blue skies as well. I've been exploring Guernsey today too and had some stunning scenes. And about time that the sun came up, it made the most of it because we had some grey weather, didn't we, last month? It was duller than average in December. And actually, so far this new year, before today, we only had 0.1 hours of sunshine. Hopefully you made the most of today's brightness, because it is set to be grey as we head into the weekend. Cold as well, with some possible sleet and some strong winds. There could be some ferry disruptions too. But let's get all the details now. Here's your full weather forecast. Well, we had some lovely blue skies today. Fantastic to see some sunshine, if a little bit on the chilly side. Temperatures last night just above freezing, and we've got some more cold weather on the way tonight and into tomorrow, but less of the sunshine, I'm afraid. It's some grey weather on its way, and unsettled too. We can expect some strong winds and some rain. As we head through to Sunday, feeling a little bit milder, but still unsettled with the grey and with the strong winds too. Back to you tonight then, we will have clear skies to begin and a light wind around a force 3, picking up to a moderate breeze later on in the night. That's when things will start clouding over, but as I said, it's going to be another cold night with minimum temperatures of 1 to 2 degrees, and we can expect some ground frost. So tomorrow is going to quickly cloud over. The winds picking up to a fresh force 5, even to strong force 6 later on, and we can expect some wet weather too into the afternoon. Some heavier bursts around 2 or 3 p.m, and that's when we could see some sleet, but that shouldn't be too long lasting. As we head into the evening as well, some mist and fog patches are possible. It is going to be another cold day with maximum temperatures of around 5 degrees, feeling even chillier with those strong winds. Let's get our times of high water then, between 9 and 10 a.m, later on between 9:30 and 10:30, with the sea temperature around 10 degrees. So moving through Saturday night and into Sunday, we see this low pressure system coming through in that warm sector, so it will feel a little bit milder, but still grey and cloudy, and the persistent rain turning to a more showery regime. We can see that on the outlook as well, and staying unsettled as we head into next week.